Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I'm gonna turn my fan down a little bit because it's crazy how I'll have my fan on the second settings. It's mad quiet. As soon as I bump it up to that third settings, it wants to sound like a jet going off, and I'm like, dang, bro, it ain't gotta be that loud. I need a fan where it's quiet, but it blows out air. And I mean, I'm trying to be cold, I'm trying to be freezing. I'm trying to be like how I was yesterday. So yeah, overall, gonna be talking about being in my 20s because yeah, I'm at the tail end of it. I turned 29 today, and yeah, it's just crazy to think dang man, a year from now, I am going to be celebrating my 30th birthday. I'm no longer, I'm no longer going to be in my 20s a year from now. And it's insane to think that. It really is insane to think I'm getting, well, I mean, yeah, it's obviously it's life, but it's still crazy to think about. It's still crazy to think about yourself getting older and stuff. But yeah, man, my 20s, I can think of some highlights of my 20s, some moments and stuff. And I mean, yeah, from even turning 20, I feel like that was a big giant milestone and stuff. That's it was, yeah, because prior beforehand, it's there's this car outside, I don't know, car, bike, whoever, but it's it's things like that where I'm like, fam, there's nothing in this neighborhood. What are you doing? It's go somewhere else. There's fields and big giant areas to go to. It's please go somewhere else. I hate when I do. That's one thing that I'll say throughout my 20s is one thing that I hated is being a content creator, but then easily getting distracted. I feel like that is something that I experienced far more in my 20s than I did when I was a teenager getting into content creating, because I got into content creating when I was 13, and but I wasn't I didn't start taking it serious until I was 18. So yeah, 18 comes around, but yeah, I was able to do videos instant. I could get 20 to 30 videos done in a day, and have it where it's fam, I remember there was at times where I would eat later on in the day just so I could get some videos done and stuff. So yeah, man, when I say I was serious about content creating in my teenage years, I was. And the person, it sounds like they're coming back, and I'm like, fam, one of these days I'm gonna build some Macaulay Culkin Home Alone stuff. Just have it where it's soon as a bike just drives through the neighborhood, pull a string, have a stick go flying out or something, go through somebody's tires, because I'm like, fam, there's literally nothing down here. All right, so but anyways, but yeah, overall though, then yeah, when I turned 20, that was one of those, because so it wasn't really all that special. I would say turning 20, it was, I guess, cool for me, because I'm yeah, I can finally say that I'm in my 20s now. But still, I'm in that. It's kind of like a empty space. You haven't really achieved nothing. It's I had to say from 19, 20, those are those two space ages where it's okay, there ain't really nothing going down. I mean, yeah, you celebrate and all that and stuff. But then when I turned 21, that's when I was okay, now I'm I am fully an adult now. I have, began the adult ages and things. I'm not that in between where it's I'm an adult, but at the same time there's still stuff that I can't do. So anyways, I remember I turned 21. First drink that I had was a beer. I can't remember what brand it was, but I was I'll never drink that brand again. It was one of those things where, yeah, I was nah, I wasn't really a fan. But no, when it came to hanging out with, because at that time, because no, the funny thing was, so I was working in Seattle at the time when I turned 21, and these guys, I mean, they will always invite me out to going away parties or just events after work and things. I remember, even remember a time where it was a Christmas party that they were having, and yeah, I was hanging out with them, but they all pouring drinks and stuff. And this was when I was 19, or no, was no, because 2016 I turned 20. I think yeah, because it was, yeah, so I had just, so no, I was 20 years old at this time, but still, I couldn't drink or do anything, so I'm just kind of just looking at them man, this Red Bull sure is good and stuff, and I'm yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and dip and go home. Yeah, it's y'all gonna be having fun. I'm I'll have my Christmas party at home and stuff, so, but then, yeah, then that next year I turned 21, and where I'm like, we're going to all these different, but that was the thing though, was like the places that we were going to, because I would say that I got like a little bit of a Julius syndrome from Everybody Hates Chris. Like I don't really like spending money that much, so where they're going to places where it's like drinks are kind of expensive, and I'm like, fam, I could have made this at home. Like, why is this so much? Like, I could like get the ingredients and have like at least like 4 or 5 drinks out of the ingredients that I get. Like, I'm paying for one drink, but it's like, fam, it feels like I'm paying like half of a paycheck for this drink. I don't like that, bro. I'm not a fan, you know. So yeah, so that's why I was like, I wasn't, it got to a point where I wasn't really hanging out with them no more after work. Like I would, but at most I would get is like, if it's like one drink would probably, like, yeah, tops. I was like, but if you guys are expecting me to get like multiple drink shots, all that stuff for one, I don't even live out here, so like I'm having to travel like some distance, and no, that's a no can do, you know. That's I'm trying to get home safely and things, you know. So yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, nah, I'm good. One drink and I'm good, you know. But the drinks though, like, it was funny because they wasn't, I mean, like, they were alcohol beverages, but it wasn't like you would get like mad drunk, or you would taste more of the alcohol. Like there was at times like where I would get drinks, like I remember they had one drink, I think it was like a special, but they called it like the Robin Williams or something like that. And that's just some things that restaurants and places do. I guess like if people are confused by that, they're all like, "Oh, do you remember the ingredients?" No, I think it's just like it's because I remember at the cafe that I worked at, they will always have like I think, was it weekly or daily pizzas? They always would have like a different. I think it was a different pizza every day, maybe, but we had like our pizza station. But I think that's kind of what they were doing at that place, like where they had like this it was just some random drink that they came up with called the Robin Williams and stuff, but it was good. It had like, I think it was like Red Bull, orange juice, tequila. I'm trying to think of some other stuff that it had in it. I feel like it had like some other stuff, but I think those were the main ingredients in that drink. And yeah, it was good. It was all right. I was like, I don't know how I would make something like that today, but yeah, it was one of those drinks where I'm like, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of it. What? I think it was green. Was it green? I think it was. I think they added something to it that made it green. They did something to that drink, and I was like, yeah. It was funny because there was an employee that was like, it was because I think it was a going away party for them, for that employee. And so I remember me and them, we did get the same drink, because I think that was my thing where I'm like, okay, whatever drink the going away person is getting, that's what I'm gonna get. So they ended up getting that drink, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll get that same drink and stuff. And they were like taking like small little sips out of it and stuff. Me, I'm drinking it like it was like a soda, because I did taste the Red Bull, but I guess like to some people Red Bull is kind of strong. And yeah, because I remember it wasn't too long ago I had one, and I was all like, fam, this tastes like a bag of quarters. I'm like, what's going on with the taste? I'm like, it didn't taste like this when I said, so like, if you guys know me, you know, like stuff like that is unheard of. It's like, what, you don't like to taste the Red Bull no more? To tell y'all the truth, no, I don't. I was like, it tasted weird. I was like, yeah, it tasted like metal. I was like, fam, I felt like I was drinking a can, and the Red Bull, like the can is built out of Red Bull, but the drink itself was built out of like metal. Like, I'm like, fam, I feel like if carbon fiber had a taste, like that's what it would taste like and things. Like it don't taste right and stuff. So anyways, but yeah, I remember I was like, I think I finished my drink. I was like, I was done. It was like that, like, because there was like that little bit of amount where it's like you take the ice out, and then you see it's like a couple of little droplets and things. So I was pretty much done with my drink. I get up, start walking away. The employee that's leaving, she's shocked by it, because she's all like what do you got going on? Like, how did you drink that so fast? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I guess like years of drinking, you know, Red Bull. I feel like at first Red Bull did have a strong taste, but after a while it got to a point where I was like, and maybe that might be the case where it's just it has like a strong taste, and that's why I don't like it. Because compared to like other energy drinks that I've had, it's like, yeah, I like the other energy drinks more now compared to a Red Bull. But yeah, I was like, I think that was it. Like, I was so used to drinking like drinks with a strong taste, that I was like, yeah, that drink, I was like, it was nothing. I'm like, but I guess, yeah, you know, a mixture of Red Bull and tequila. I'm like, yeah, that's a wild combo. That was one thing about it though, that I had to say, like, out of all the different types of drinks that I've had, I like them combination drinks. Like that's why I'm like, yeah, if there's like ever a time where I go to a place where it's based off like, yeah, a bar or something, but like an area where they do have like a good like drinking, because there's some places where they ain't got all that. They're like, yeah, it's one of those things where and you'll try to explain this to them. Like there's this one restaurant I remember, it was called Mexico, I believe, and it was out in Seattle. I think it closed down. It closed down before the pandemic, but anyways, I remember they had this one, it was a shot drink called Boomerang, and it was a mixture drink, bro. I was like, if they sold those in a bottle, I definitely would have been like, it'd been like, yeah, every birthday and New Year's, I would definitely buy that drink, because I was like, nah, it was pretty good. Yeah, that was one of those drinks where it's like, you don't want to have too much because then you're gonna look like an alcoholic, but it was a good drink and stuff. So, anyways. But yeah, overall though, I mean, like turning 21, and then just as the time went on, like I just didn't really care for drinking as much, because I'm like, fam, this is expensive. I'm like, this is an expensive habit. Like I don't know how people be getting into drinking like that and stuff, or they be like going to parties and then so they're the bring your own booze person and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm fine. I'm calm, cool, and collected with the drinks that don't cost me money, and then on top of that, like my mind isn't altered after drinking the drink and stuff. If anything's energy drink, I just got energy. But anything else, I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm going chill on this. So. But anyways, and then from that point on, I would have to say like, yeah, it was just those like in between birthdays, because that was, I think, when I turned 21. It was so 2015 I turned 19, 16, 20, 17, 21, and then from like 2018 all the way up until 2020, or yeah, so 2018, 2019, them in between birthdays. 2020, when I celebrated my what birthday was it? I ain't even gonna, I'm not good with the numbers, and I'm having to like do that math in my head and stuff. But anyways, dang, it's like, is that a thing now? Like as I get older, my math senses, it's like they're disappearing. It's leaving me. It's leaving my body and stuff. But anyways, moving on. But no, that 2020 birthday though, it was so weird celebrating my birthday in the pandemic era. Like, no, that was because stores were closed. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much that's what I did for my for the 2020 birthday. So all the stores were pretty much closed, because like my birthday is in August. So because I think they thought like the stores is gonna open back up in April. So April comes by, they're like, no, COVID is still serious and all that stuff. So like, we don't know how we can manage this and all that. And then it was like, finally my birthday comes around, and it's like, fam, there's still some stores where it's not like, it's not, like they, I guess like, yeah, from like them not having, because I remember, I think I went to, it was Foot Locker and Champs, I believe. And and it was like this smaller mall, because the bigger malls and stuff, I was kind of because at that time, like, yeah, that's when like COVID, it started like getting in my mind and things, and I'm like, fam, I don't want to be in like big areas and stuff. So yeah, I was like, there were some better malls to go to, but I was like, yeah, let me just go to this mall, get these sneakers real quick, and then just come on home and stuff, because I'm like, I was like, that was weird, like celebrating a birthday and not going out nowhere and stuff. And then all the other birthdays afterwards, like, yeah, now I can finally go out and about, celebrate all that stuff, and I'm like, okay, cool. So yeah, I was I think it was a couple of years back, I did an indoor skydiving activity. And that was it was one of those things, like going into it, you're thinking like, dang, this is kind of crazy, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, I'm not really going anywhere though. Like, yeah, maybe if I was doing actual skydiving, then I probably would be tripping a little bit about it. But yeah, I guess like for somebody that ain't never did that before, I know people are probably all like, is it scary? At least for me, it wasn't, because they got you in this like, it's not a small tube. Like, obviously, you gotta, like, fly around, like, they give you some room and stuff. But, yeah, other than that, it's not, like, it was like, I remember when the instructor, me and him, we went flying off up in the air and stuff. And I got to, like, looking around, and I'm like, all right. I mean, this is cool, I guess. Like, I'm not tripping about it and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, it's different, like I ain't never did this before, but I was like, yeah, it's cool. They give you a little certificate thing, and I'm like, all right, bet. I'm like, I definitely will, keep a hold of this certificate, because it's like, so they have like a list of things that you complete when you do your first fly, and then they have like a list of stuff that you got to complete when you do your second fly. So yeah, man, like that was pretty chilled. And then I'm trying to think, what did I like last year? Oh yeah, then there was like this car museum that's out here in Washington. They got like a gang of cars, but there was like one car in particular that they had, and I'm like, that was a birthday treat enough seeing the car actually in person. But it was, if you guys are familiar with the Stephen King movie Christine, they actually had one of the Plymouth Furies from that. Well, I don't think it was from the movie, but it was the car though, and I was like, wow, like I'm actually seeing this car in person, because that was like one of my favorite movies growing up. So that was that was like one of my like go-to watch movies and stuff. Yeah, I know people will probably be like, bro, you watch scary movies as a kid? Yes, and still to this day, I was like, yeah, I would have. It was because yesterday. So that was the whole thing. Like, so my like family, we pretty much we were gonna be available because we be like in the chill on Sundays and stuff. So then yeah, yesterday we pretty much celebrated my birthday, went to Seattle. I'm trying to think, the last time I went to Seattle for my birthday, it was definitely some time ago. Like, we don't usually be traveling to Seattle and stuff, but I feel like, yeah, like now, like, cause me, I still wear a mask. Like, I'm like, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Like, COVID ain't really COVID like how it was, but my thing is, last year I had COVID. A couple of years before that I had COVID, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm chilling. I'm still gonna wear my mask. And I've said this before, I ain't gonna stop wearing my mask until a cop tells me that I can't wear a mask no more. So when they make it against the law to wear face masks, that'll be the day when I start back, showing my face out in public and things. But yeah, until then, I'm like, hey, if a cop don't approach me saying like, oh, like, yeah, if I don't have that conversation with a cop, then I'm like, I'm chilling. I'm going to wear my mask. But anyways, but no, yeah, went to Seattle. Went to this aquarium, and it was like, because there's a popular aquarium out here in Seattle, and it's one of those. The thing is this, like, I remember when I was a kid where it was like, and I don't know, like, maybe as a kid, like, when you do things, like, stuff just seems so adventurous. And then as you get older as an adult, it's like, you kind of like look around. Yeah, you see like where the kids, they having fun and all that stuff. And it's like, man, y'all don't know what you missing out on, because this used to be it when I was a kid. Like, I don't know. Like, it just seemed like that places used to be like mad. But it's like, you look at like, I feel like now it's like stuff has like toned down. I feel like I'm going to have to talk about that in the podcast episode, how stuff done toned down for kids. Because when you look back, like, you don't even see like those like McDonald's no more, where it has like them big giant like play areas that you can go through. Like, it's just, you just walk in, it's like, fam, do they even still sell like Happy Meals with toys and stuff? Like, it's one of those things where I'm like, bro, I feel bad for like kids nowadays. I'm like, y'all didn't, you guys did not, because when you think back as a kid, it's like, fam, like a birthday, you go like, you Chuck E. Cheese, you see one of your favorite movies and stuff. What else do you do? Like, yeah, you're living it up. Like, nowadays, I just feel like, what, kids just get like, what, an Apple gift card, and then they just buy some iPad game or something, or watch a season of Cocomelon, whatever. But I'm like, fam, it just don't seem like it's it anymore. So yeah, that's why I was like, going to the aquarium yesterday. Like, I seen a whole kid throwing up, and I'm like, yeah, that was unheard of. How do you even throw up at an aquarium? I'm like, what made you sick? So I'm like, yeah, it's weird, man. Yeah, it ain't like how it was when I was a kid. But there was like this boat ride thing that I did it was pretty dope. I did enjoy that and stuff. It was cold, but I was like, yeah, I did enjoy it. I was like, yeah, for a moment I started thinking like, dang, man, Jack was in the water and stuff trying to keep Rose afloat. And I'm like, and fam, I feel like him, and I'm not even in the water. So I'm like, dang, even though that movie was fictional, still you feel for the man, you feel for the fictional character and stuff. But anyways, then yeah, went out to eat. And then, yeah, that was about it. So, it's like, as the years go on, it just seems like, yeah, like birthdays, it's like, it's cool. It's different. Like, you think back on the birthdays and then you were a kid, and it's like, man, it was like you went on like whole like Rugrat adventures and stuff. But it's like now it's like, all right, cool. Another year down in things, and then you just go on with the day and stuff. But and that's the thing though, like with birthdays as you're an adult, I know like people, like somebody that's younger than me, and you're all like, do they get like, are they boring? No, I think if you find the right activities and stuff to do, it would be impossible for a birthday to be boring as you get older and stuff. So, but yeah, you just can't be going to no Chuck E. Cheese. Like, yeah, you celebrating your 30th birthday and stuff, and you off up in one of them big giant play areas in Chuck E. I mean, they do got. I feel like they got like adult arcades and stuff. So yeah, it's like no, yeah, they ain't got that no more. They actually had closed that down. There was an arcade that they actually did have out here, and it's but yeah, they should come out with like, bro, that actually, you know what, no, they should do some stuff like that, like they should do like a big, but I mean, like, well, no, they got like those, oh, they actually have one of them like trampoline places. I might have to check out one of those places and things, because I ain't never been to one of them big giant trampoline places and stuff. But no, I was gonna say that they should have like one of them like big giant play areas, but it's like only for adults and stuff. But yeah, you just get to have those moments where you relive like them key moments of your childhood and things. I think something like that, they would definitely sell. Like they have and it's like 10 times the size of like one of them like ones from when you were a kid and stuff. But yeah, it's pretty much like an adult version of Chuck E. Cheese. Like, obviously not no crazy stuff going off in there and things, but yeah, a little restaurant, little bar, big giant play areas and stuff, and you just there with your friends, just living up those days and stuff. And then yeah, honestly, should be like an age thing too, because I'm like, yeah, if you like older and stuff, like I feel like, yeah, stuff like that now and things, it would be okay. But as I get older, I'm like, I know it's gonna get to a point where I'm like, hey, I'm just trying to chill today. I ain't even trying to do all that extra stuff. So, but anyways, yeah, it's just crazy to think though. Like I'm pretty much at like I'm at the tail end of my credits, of my 20s, but I'm like at them ending credits of my 20s and stuff. I was gonna say that. I was like, yeah, it's like now like the credits have officially started. Now we just kind of looking at the highlights and stuff of all the key moments of my 20s. I feel like there's definitely some more things to talk about. I think I am going to do more podcast episodes talking on like some moments of my 20s and things. But anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.